This is the life in a day. What is a day? From sunup to sundown, or whenever you need to start your day over again and recycle, reuse, and reduce what you started up with when you woke up in the morning, or perhaps with what you left off with the night before. The day is a sphere, a globe, a never-ending circle of a connectivity. So how does a day happen? On 8 cylinders? On 3 dimensions? With Eastern or Western philosophy? With religion or Wall Street? What I fear most is a meaningless day. No matter what formula I mix into my playlist, that fear lingers like the aftertaste of a badly graphical movie credit. My day begins where it left off last night. I'm talking about today, right now. A blue shawl was knitted to heal my wounded heart by ladies of my church, and it was blessed by my pastor, which I am this morning beginning to paint the colors of into a Hawaiian beach where I grew up in, and which was my very first church, my sanctuary and the refuge of my young life, where I first communed with God in a true, unprescribed, and genuine way. For there is no scripture in the glass Japanese fishing balls that float over the reef in the Pacific Current overnight and land on Lanikai Beach on Oahu. And my day begins about 2 a.m. and then again about 4 a.m. and then about 7 a.m. And then in the gut knot of grief, of losing my son to my own stupidity and the bullying injustice done by others, over whom I have no control because they are so manipulative and malevolent that I have no competition with their mind games. The most love of my life, all of my days, from beginning to end, is my son, and he is the most elusive and the most lost to me. Does my day contain the Serenity Prayer from Alcoholics Anonymous? Yes, indeed it does. Does it contain an empty jug of cheap wine, the kind that the grape peels stick in the bottom rim of the jug? Yes, it certainly does. And I keep that jug because of those grape rinds, the nemesis of man since he began to crush them with his bare feet. I look in the bottom of the bottle and see the toenails now, and I know a power higher than that at last, at long last, and that is my day today, and that is why I keep that bottle. I laugh at it now, the folly of grape skins under the sweaty bare toenails of ancient man. But here I am today, putting on the beach of my youth onto paper, my early raped youth, where the colors were pure and undaunted like the courage of Lewis and Clark, and the flow of womanhood that supersedes tragedy and the micro-angst of a missed Saturday night phone call from a boyfriend. This is mitigated, of course, by the iPod I have in my pocket. The secret of life is, of course, a great playlist. Julie Andrews singing Crazy World from Victor Victoria, all of her gift inside my one little pocket and my 2 little ears, all of which need to be washed. But my day's grief is lost in a never-ending inning of fetch tennis, baseball with my service dog, Monty. And the lesson that is learned is that I will always help Monty Dog retrieve his ball when it is stuck under the wooden slatted feet of my armchair, that good old lazy boy armchair, over and over again, never failing him like I failed my son, like I failed God, and like I failed to fill out the Social Security forms that are overdue and underwritten because I cannot testify to my disability when I am too disheveled and too underbathed and tooth decayed to use the ballpoint pen within all the given lines. This is a day in the life. And yet the paintbrush and the keystrokes on a laptop are my new beach, the waves of a 6-year-old newborn awareness, now with a master's degree in 46 years of chronological age. Undiluted grasping of what lies beyond the next sandhill, the tickle of the foam of washed-out waves upon my toes. This I can do, and I can lay my head upon my prayer shawl, creamy in its glossy turquoise colors, into the frenzy of my brain and the agony of my shredded heart, and maybe not call the crisis line today, but take up a brush instead and cram it into a blob of fresh acrylic paint and smear it onto paper until it becomes a day worth the while of breathing a salty air that floated all the way over to me as though I were special, like a letter in a post from another coordinate of the parabola that circumscribes and notates the globe, that says to me and my dog that we can do this thing called a day.